Like any movie, series, or video games, there's always ideas and material that end up being unused, and my series, Artiwar, is no exception. Today I like to present you all of those creatures that didn't make it in the series. And you may be wondering, why weren't they in the series? There are three main reasons. The author submit them too late, I came up with these ideas too late, or I decided not to include the creature because it looked too much like one that was already in the animation. Now with that aside, I don't have time to make models or animations for these guys, so for this video I will try something new and go full on Curious Archive and walk you through all this gallery that looks like another whole cast if you ask me. So let's get started. The Miros is an stealthy variant of Multificer. It is based on Miros birds and it's only active during nighttime, especially when it's pitch dark and you can't hear it until it's too late. Despite having two pairs of wings, it prefers the ground, only flying when it needs to escape or fight. Just like his daytime cousin, the Miros is another unstable machine that's impossible to reason with, and may casually shoot a missile out of nowhere. On the topic of Miros birds, I would also like to talk about the Spearrunner, a seeker war alternative to this creature. It's like a mix between stork and roadrunner. They're also nocturnal, silent, and typically hunt for small, fast-moving prey by chasing them down and spearing them with their sharp beaks. If there's something I noticed about Artiwar submissions, is that a lot of you wanted artificial dinosaurs. In the series we got the slug raptors, which are pack-hunting raptor-shaped skogs directly evolved from slug cats. But when we look at scrap creatures, we got some variants like Slugnonicus and Gastrosaurus titanicus. The first one is an arboreal raptor that feeds on larger creatures' blood, like a Galapagos vampire feed. The other is an enormous T-Rex-looking creature that relies on brute force and strong jaws to take down other giants. Then we got the frilled slugcat, which is an scaly skog that opens up this frill and spits a burning liquid as a defense mechanism. And I left the best one for last. This is a Spinocat. Think of it as a miniature Spinosaur capable of swimming and tool use. Its favorite food is fish, but the environment will force it to go dirty camper mode and hunt for land creatures by dragging them to the water. You may be really familiar with Boomer, but did you know that he is way older than you think? He first appeared in this short, which is a continuation of Love Bites. Then he appears in a book that almost nobody read. And if you notice, he had siblings. They were Cherry and Sparkler, and the three will work as a team to terrorize larger creatures. In Artiwar, they were discarded due to me finding it complicated to handle multiple battles with 4 creatures at the same time, and canonically they are dead, leaving Boomer as Mabui's last surviving pup. And finally, to avoid confusion with these videos, these two slugcats are supposed to be the same one, but for Artiwar I separated them into Mabui and Mist Arti because of this video. Next on our list is a hybrid creature. Jacko is a mix between gerbil, kangaroo, panther, bonobo, and of course Artificer, made by Mate Productions. He's paramagnetic, a little insane, and an expert with throwing objects. Often prefers distance and will only rely on hand-to-hand combat as a last resort. The most particular thing about Jacko is his tail. Its ending looks like a paintbrush and it secretes liquid magnesium. He can intentionally rub his tail against the floor to cause a fire, splash at enemies, or craft explosive objects like how Artificer would. This also means he needs to be constantly in the search for food, whether it is leaves, dry fruits, or anything with meat, to keep his magnesium supplies in check. Finally, he's also known for playing with his food, for example, pinning a small animal just to watch it struggle before actually eating it. As someone who really loves snakes, I am surprised to not have come up with this idea at the beginning, and I regret it. Corals, as their name suggests, are small, sleek-bodied lizards with colors that remind of, well, coral snakes. What these creatures do to hunt is bury themselves underground with their long tails poking out, mimicking the movement of a small snake. When prey tries to bite the tail, the coral will strike immediately, delivering a venomous bite no matter their color palette, because they are not real snakes. Their venom is neurotoxic, and all small creatures, like all these guys, will experience blurred vision, paralysis, and eventually die within minutes due to respiratory failure. Large creatures, on the other side, will likely become lethargic and have difficulty breathing, but they can recover from this. Sorry if I get too technical, I just really get excited when it comes to snakes. Okay guys, an scavenger slot cat hybrid is as possible as a cat dog in real life. But let's force them to be compatible for the sake of this video, and in the best case scenario, you get this. This little guy purely exists as a joke character, and the choco milk joke went too far, and I keep finding more and more reasons to why his life will be pain. He has a deformed beak for a mouth, making him unable to eat solid food, and conflicting instincts, because scavengers are very social team workers with culture, while slot cats prefer a solitary life, and in this case, a hyper-carnivore diet from Artificer's side, which includes scavengers. Now imagine how much struggle this little guy will have just to interact with other slot cats or scavengers. Finally, I am going to talk about two more creatures that were planned to be in the series at the beginning, but I discard them. The first one is Hunter, either as an slot cat or a variant, like an aquatic creature. It was meant to be a reference to the Arctic Hunter chip. I guess now we know who the parent was. And the second one, for those of you who like Monster Hunter, let me tell you the final boss of this series was going to be a murky water Misutsu. I never really mentioned it because I wanted it to be a surprise, but as you can see, it never happened. And these were all the scrap creatures of Artiwar. Comment down if there's one you would like to see in animation, like, I don't know, the Spinocat. Before I finish this video, I would like to mention that the gameplay you are seeing on screen was the very first time I beat Artificer's campaign with the help of a friend. And this happened 2 days before I uploaded the final episode of Artiwar. And it's the very first campaign I complete after playing Rain War for more than a year now. So it's kind of special. I had a tear run down my face and I had to stand in complete silence for a long minute, just seeing the credits roll.